Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sluu Hustle, and I appreciate you all for tapping in with me. Let's get right into this video, man.
On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley State University.
This was a
Of course,
crazy
it
time.
shocked the entire nation, both on the left and on the right.
Yeah, this
And
was a
once it
crazy
settled
time in the
in
country,
that
man.
Charlie Kirk had passed away, a lot of people, even across the world, started making a very interesting comparison.
I said to you, I felt Charlie Kirk getting killed is actually a bigger moment, a more seismic moment in history than Martin Luther King getting killed.
What?
Right?
What? How can you hold on? First of all, I love people of all walks of race, countries, continents, however you want to say it. Brother, you don't even sound like you're from the United States. How the hell can you make that opinion and you ain't never even have to live? You know what? We gonna
Now let's look at the historical impact of what the guy is saying.
what?
It seems like to me he's South African, but I've heard this particular statement before, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Now, don't
it
get me
doesn't.
wrong. When Charlie Kirk passed away, a lot happened. People got fired from their jobs
Yeah, for
just
sure.
for making fun of him. But it wasn't the same thing that happened with Martin Luther King. After MLK's assassination, there were riots in over 100 U.S. cities. His death forced immediate federal action, which we now know as the Fair Housing Act of 1968, which was passed days later. And his death marked the end, or the symbolic end, of the classical civil rights era. Meanwhile,
for
Charlie
sure.
Kirk's death yielded no laws, no reforms, and no riots.
Facts.
He's right, you know.
Fast forward.
Facts. Facts. Couple
So,
people,
I wanna deal
couple
with
people,
this whole-
couple people lost their job here and there. You know what I'm saying? And few people may have gotten to arguments and fist fights, but no one actually, nothing dramatic really happened.
MLK
He just
versus
died.
Charlie Kirk comparison, because this is something that a lot of the people on the white right was saying. In some cases, you may hear that Charlie Kirk was greater than MLK, but what you're hearing usually is Charlie Kirk was our version of MLK,
Facts.
or this
I'll give him that.
generation's
Yeah, for sure.
version of MLK. And when you talk about Martin Luther King, you talk about somebody who is the ultimate moral authority, a man who confronted a system with nonviolence, a man who didn't react publicly to scrutiny or racism. And this is why conservatives try to demolish the moral authority of Martin Luther King. And it's interesting, for a person that is being compared to Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk once said this.
As far as what I said, yes. I mean, Martin Luther King, happy to go into it. Very troubled past, you know, well-known, all that sort of stuff, right?
Boy, you don't sit your
What?
stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Let's talk about this claim about Martin Luther King being a rapist
What?
or cheating on his wife. Now, there is evidence from Reverend Ralph Abernathy himself that Martin Luther King was engaged in extramarital affairs. But this particular claim was put out by J. Edgar Hoover. The FBI alleged, without public evidence, that MLK engaged in sexual misconduct and worse. They considered him a threat, wiretapped him illegally, tried to black him into suicide, and then fed negative stories, to the media. But if they had this evidence that Martin Luther King was a rapist, why didn't they arrest him then? They had the evidence, right?
Yeah. Why didn't they just lock him up? That's what I'm not understanding, bruh. People have these wild ass assumptions and these wild ass stories. If they knew it then, why didn't anything happen? And this was a black man. Come on, bruh. Why?
So strike number one,
Like-
even Charlie Kirk himself doesn't want to be compared to Martin Luther King. He does not even see himself in the same light. But let's go further. Charleston White was asked about the same thing, and his response was interesting.
You can't compare a white man in 2025 to a Negro colored man in the 1960s.
Facts. You
That don't even
can't.
compare.
You can't.
The privilege alone separates the two.
Facts. Facts.
It's easy for him to go on a college campus and never have nothing done to him
Facts.
until he was killed.
Facts.
Everywhere Dr. King went, he was threatened, under danger. That's the difference. Dr. King say all people hold hands.
Yeah.
Charlie wasn't talking like Dr. King. Charlie was talking against black people
Yeah.
with nothing good to say.
Yeah.
Charleston
Yeah.
White gives some really good reasons why the comparisons don't even hold up.
Yeah. He
Martin Luther
does.
King
I ain't gonna
was
lie.
leading a civil rights.
I ain't gonna lie. He hit it right on the nose when he said the privilege alone. And we not even talking about like the privilege of a black like black man in today's society versus a white man in today's society. We talking about a black man in 1960 in the United States trying to push for peace. Come on, bro. Like anyone could have, like, because of what he did, anyone can do it now. Any race. Like that's why there is, come on, bro. Man, like
trying
come
to
on,
dismantle
bro.
racism.
This is
Charlie
a
Kirk
crazy
is a
ass
political
argument, bro.
activist
I'm
slash
not gonna lie.
content creator whose aim was to really mobilize young conservatives. And that ideology with Turning Point, it was becoming very successful. They also had different risks and sacrifices. Now, both would lose their life to gun violence, but Martin Luther King was jailed multiple times, one time even stabbed. Did that ever happen to Charlie Kirk? Was he ever jailed for his opinion?
No.
He was never stabbed, was he? Martin Luther King also faced FBI surveillance with J. Edgar Hoover spreading misinformation or even lies on him. He received death threats. Now, this probably is also what Charlie Kirk had in common. But the framework that Kirk and Martin Luther King faced, number one, times are different. Two, the races are different. So they cannot be compared.
Yeah,
the missions
facts.
are not the same, and the risks or sacrifices are not the same.
He's right, you know.
And I'm not the only person that feels that way.
But for
I
that
agree with
ignorant
you.
ass white bitch who just jumped her ass on this mother to say that dumb ass out the side of her motherfucking neck. And if you ain't heard what she said, y'all, this goofy done said that Charlie Kirk is to white people what Martin Luther King was to black folks. Is you dumb? Is
Oh,
you
shit.
cool, bitch?
Oh
Because
shit.
there ain't no fucking comparison there.
Woo!
Yeah, nah, she just went crazy though.
On December 20th, Netflix dropped Dave Chappelle's new stand-up, The
Oh,
Unstoppable, right after the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight.
Oh
And of
shit.
course, there was some
Oh,
commentary
shit.
about Dave Chappelle.
And the whites were quick to say this. They said, Charlie Kirk is this generation's Martin Luther King. No, he's not.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a reach.
Yeah, it is though. It
You know,
is.
they both got murdered in a terrible fashion. They both got shot in the neck, but that's about where those similarities end.
Yo, he's crazy.
It's interesting.
He's crazy.
Because that's the only thing they have in common. But wait, there's more.
'Cause Charlie Kirk is a mother internet personality. No, by design. Fundamentally, he can't function like Dr. King. Internet niggas are negative because they have to be. Because nobody will engage them unless they say that makes them upset. That's Charlie Kirk. Could you imagine Dr. King was behaving like Charlie Kirk?
Facts.
Smash that like button and subscribe. Follow
Facts.
me for more content like this.
Facts.
I believe all black people should be free. Change my mind.
Hey yo.
Now,
He's
this is
funny
actually
as shit.
funny, but it's-
Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck was Dave wearing? Come on, Dave. Come on. This could never have been drip. This was never drip.
true. You see, people on the internet, including myself from time to time, we get views or attention from saying things that are negative. It's kind of how the internet works. Most people don't grow larger or bigger without some level of controversy online. And this is no different than Charlie Kirk. I mean, he was master controversy. He said
Yeah.
things on the internet to go viral that was negative, talk down on communities. And if he didn't do that, nobody would really engage Charlie Kirk. I mean, he
Yeah.
wasn't really the
Yeah.
brightest guy in my
He had a
opinion
whole
as
bunch
far
of
as, you know,
communities
politically and
engaged because
intellectually.
of the shit he was
He just
saying.
really wasn't. I mean, he just had the same kind of talking points, you know, here or there, and that was it, right? But people engaged him because he was willing to say whatever he felt, especially as a white guy. And he talked about if Martin Luther
That is
King
very
did
true.
the same thing, what would it look like? And it would look like something that's you don't take seriously. You can't compare either one of these guys to each other because one was influential and viral. The other one, Martin Luther King, was transformative.
Woo!
Martin Luther King
That's really what
brought
this shit
black
comes
people and
down
white
to.
people together. Charlie Kirk did the opposite. And the only time he brought black people and white people together was the blacks that hated other blacks. Let's talk about all the blacks in Turning Point USA.
Yo.
Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens. He only brought sellouts to Turning Point USA. Martin Luther King brought a line of respect amongst all races, didn't try to make you change your obvious opinions or your thoughts, but to at least have the conversation where there is some level of parity between groups.
Facts.
And then here's the part that
I feel like
Charlie
that's
Kirk
how
fans,
I feel like that's how we gotta live, bro. If we can just we don't even all gotta agree. Just hear everybody out. We'll come to some middle ground in every way for everybody. So everybody can be some type of happy. You know what I'm saying? A couple things may not be as good as others. You feel me? You can't win in every category, but I feel like as people, bro, that's all it really takes, man. We just band together because this shit that we go through is not really, it ain't really too much different, bro.
don't want to understand.
I know there are a lot of Christians in this country that are sad because what he said spoke to something that they already believed. And it made their feeling of Christian power stronger. But here's the reality, whether because you live in a bubble where you are or you don't interact with people from marginalized communities very much, that you don't seem to understand. His words, his actions, the people he supported, the people that support him are people that are consistently endangering and showing hatred to marginalized communities.
Hold on. What the fuck is going on? Charlie Kirk, why is he next to Martin Luther King? Jesus Christ. Fuck. Is this John F. Kennedy? And Abraham Lincoln? What is going on
in this country? Minorities.
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore. And it worked?
Charlie Kirk, he might have done some good things, but he did so much to show so much hatred towards marginalized communities in the country. It's one thing for him to say that he is racist, but it's another thing for people to feel that way, to feel that they're being attacked by what he has to say. Then to compare him to Martin Luther King, who is the opposite, who tried to bring people together, who despite being spit on and hosed and all kind of different things, tried to still keep a level of decorum. And see, the reason why this is the case, because the right doesn't have somebody that they can look up to. The white right, rather, right? I mean, now you have Nick Fuentes, who's on the extreme white right, but they don't have somebody with a higher moral compass. And the closest they can get to that person is Charlie Kirk. He's a married guy. He's a Christian. He's faithful to his wife until Candace Owens exposed him. He's the guy that pushes Jesus. So this was an opportunity for the white right to have somebody out there that was kind of squeaky clean. And that's the image that Martin Luther King had. So they're both outspoken. They both will challenge the world ideologies, and that's kind of where it stopped.
Damn.
But the reality is that Charlie Kirk was this person that died before we could really understand.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too. It's like,
he was cheating on his wife, or he had no.
Oh damn, I wasn't about to say that.
And so after looking at, okay, so this is our person who we can say is without fault. The same way that you can say that MLK was without fault. But the reality is that they don't mix. If you want to make comparisons and in sports, we can do so, and we have done it. We've done it with Tom Brady and Joe Montana.
Facts.
There's been Magic Johnson and Anthony Hardaway.
I think I put a picture of fucking Anthony Edwards. Yo, that we just gonna call that it for a video. It's your boy Sluu Hustle. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think this is a wild ass take, a wild ass comparison. But like I said, we each their own. Everybody is allowed to have their own opinions. Let me know your opinions in the comments below.